Alright guys, Gravity here, and I'm back with yet another GTA 5 video. Turns out some of you actually liked the last one, so thought I might as well make another one. So guys, today in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 best cars in GTA 5 Online for under 100,000. So I really do hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to be going over all of them and the customizations. So yeah guys, let's get right into this video. So as you can see, this is the first car I picked. You can either find this car on the streets for free, or you can find it on South San Andreas for $25,000. Not that much money and way under 100,000. There are so many carbon features you can get put on this car. That's what I did. You have carbon exhaust, carbon hoods, carbon everything. And speaking about carbon, I wish GTA 5 would make it where you can actually have carbon rims. That would be really cool. And as you can see right here, I wanted to put on the carbon hood, but I chose to just go with the three vents because I didn't really want to have that much, because the splitter itself, as you can see, already looks amazing. And for the liveries, there's so many you can pick from, but I didn't really like, so I just went with a matte red color because I thought it just went perfect with this car. And then you can see there's multiple skirts you can choose from, and I stuck with the carbon skirt because I just thought it looked the best. And with the spoiler, I just went with the highest one and the carbon one, of course. Of course, take your suspension, lower it all the way. I didn't put any turbo or transmission because these are cheap cars and I'd rather spend that on high-end cars, of course. And as you see, there are new street car vehicles you can now put on the car, and they are very expensive, so you don't have to put these on. I put like $33,000 on, so you don't have to do the same. And there are new tire designs as well. As you can see, I just put on my car, and of course, window tint all the way to limo. So I like the design I had going, and I think you guys will really like it too. This car under 100,000, only 25,000, and the attachments you put on it or customizations you put on it would bring it up to probably around 70,000. Of course, don't pick the tires I picked. They were way too expensive and not that cool looking, so you can find cooler looking ones for cheaper, so I would definitely stick with that. I drove it around a little bit. The exhaust sounded really cool. If you put turbo on it, it would sound even nicer. But yeah, for the first car, this is the one we picked, and I really hope you enjoy this one. For the second car is also one of my favorites, preferably because it is a drift car. So if you like drifting, this is definitely the car you want to pick, especially because you can find it for around $8,000 or for free if you go on South San Andreas. There are again many carbon features you can apply to this car. I didn't apply all of them, but I applied a good bit. And there's also a good variety of liveries that you may put on the car as well. I didn't put, actually no, I did put one, but I didn't really like it that well. I'd probably rather just go with a matte color, but again, multiple liveries you can pick from, I think around 10 to 11. And as you can see, I flapped on this carbon hood because I just thought it looked really nice. Now for the liveries, you have so many that just have Karen on it. I didn't really want one with that, so I went one with this one right here. Even though it said Karen on the left part of the hood, I still kind of liked it because it was red, it stood out there, and it was really cool. So for the colors I went with matte black and matte lime green because it just fit the color of the car, and I wanted something that stood out. So as you can see, the matte lime green and the matte black look amazing together in my opinion. Then I put on a little sun strip on the back of the car just to give it a little extra good look to it. Then I put on the drift wing, not just because I want it to be a drift car, but also just to give it a better look. It stood up higher, it was carbon, it just looked nicer. And again, window tint limo, and I like the rims I already had on it, so I just kept those rims. And yeah, this is the second car, also probably my second favorite or third favorite. The next three that are coming up are just as nice, so get ready for it. So I decided just to drive it around a little bit, and again, like I said, if you like drifting, this is the car for you, but also if you love high exhaust or really loud exhaust, this is also the car for you. As you can see right here, it just spits out flame. It sounds amazing. Even with turbo, it would sound even better, so yeah, I definitely highly recommend. putting on turbo for this car for an extra $30,000, $50,000, definitely recommend it. It will sound so much better, and I know you'll love it. So now we have our third car, which is the Benefactor. Don't know how to say that bit, but this car is also one of my favorites out of these. It is really cool, really fun to customize, a lot of customizations actually to put on this car. The exhaust is also sick. You have either dual exhaust or just two big exhausts you can go from. The hood and grille, there's not much to customize from, but there's also, like I said, a lot of carbon on all of these cars, especially this one you can put on. And as you can see, I'm not putting any neon layout under my cars. You can of course do so if you would wish to. You don't have to, but I just think it looks cool. I don't want to do it for these again because I'd rather spend that on my high-end cars. The roll cage is blue, but once you put your secondary color on, which I think I put matte black, you'll see it looks so much better. Suspension, of course, all the way down. Then I think I use sport tires again, and like I said, do not spend as much as I am on the sport tires. I'd say only spend around 9 to 10,000. I'm using around 20 to 30, so I'd stick with the lower price. Again, also you can see how I'm not putting any tire smoke. I'm not customizing that either. I just want to get a nice custom car. This car is also amazing for drifting, has a beautiful exhaust. I'd also put on turbo if you didn't have a lot of money in the game and you wanted to spend it on something like this. And if you don't have a lot of money in the game, watch my later videos because I'll be going over the top 6 to 7 best ways to be making money in this game. I have several good ways that can easily work, no glitches, no cheats, perfectly fine with the game, and it's easy to do. But I drove this around for a little bit. I really liked it. It was nice, it was bright, it looked cool. So you can see how I slapped on that carbon fiber hood. Now for our fourth car is definitely my first favorite out of all the other cars I picked. And it's also the first car I actually put on a neon layout and color. And for that color that I put on the backlight color because it just went really good with the primary color I had gone with. There is also so many carbon features you can add to the game. As you can see right here, I put on the hood, the grille, the splitters, the skirt, and the spoiler itself. There's so much you can go for. And there's so many other liveries or liveries, I don't know how to say that, but there's so many liveries you can go with. I didn't go with any, and I just went with regular bright race yellow for metallic. For my secondary color, I went with matte black because that just went good with the car and it made the spoiler look really nice. I kind of wish I went with race yellow for the secondary color so that my roll cage would split out a bit, but I kind of forgot to do that and I just kept on going with carbon everything else. Also with the skirts, as you can see, I chose carbon. For the tires, I picked the $35,000 ones. You don't need to do that, but for the spoiler I went with the GT Wing because it was one of the cheaper ones and it was carbon, stood out, and the low and high level spoiler just weren't it, and this just looked the best in my opinion. Also kind of looked like a drift spoiler. Again, of course, I made the limo tint for the windows, and for the tires, I took advantage and used the yellow tire design because it just looked the best, and since it's new in the game, I thought, why not? Of course, as you can see, this is the finished product, and I'm about to go up and change my lights and put on the neon layout. This is the one I went for, just of course the front, back, and sides for $30,000, and I put on the backlight. I was going to put on yellow or orange, but I wanted to choose something that was a bit different, and honestly, I thought it looked amazing. And for our final car, I went with the unarmored Kuruma. You can of course get the regular armored Kuruma for $550,000, but we're working with a $100,000 budget. Now with this car, for the metallic paint job, I went with diamond because it just stood out the best. It's called diamond blue, as you can see right here. And again, I went with limo tinted windows. I went with the I think the second to last spoiler because the GT Wing just stuck out too much. With the splitters, you got a good bit to choose from. With the skirts, you have a good bit to choose from as well. I stuck with carbon fiber everything again because it just looks the cleanest and looks the best. Honestly, you could just throw on matte black with this car and just go out for all black, and I think that would just look beautiful and amazing. For tires, again, don't spend that much on them like I did. I spent around 30,000 again. And you can always choose whether or not you want to add tire designs or not. Most people don't, but I thought it looked pretty cool. So guys, this will be the end of the video. I really hope you did enjoy, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. This is my first time trying something like this, and it's new to me, so I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it was pretty good. And I'll see you in my next video. Peace.